Professor Rashid Alam, we know that Iran and the United States has had a very shaky relationship as for the last 47 days. We know 47 days ago how the US had gone into Venezuela, how it opened up its rhetoric and narratives regarding Nicolas Maduro. Right. And then immediately afterwards, we've seen how the United States administration and, of course, Donald J. Trump had comments regarding Iran. And of course, son-in-law Jared Kushner and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff were a part of this Geneva meeting between the two sides. Of course, it is heightened tensions as one nation does not see whether or not the other nation should have such a capacity to operate nuclear weapons. How do you think about this issue?
Thank you so much for bringing the issues. Like, we have a couple of round of negotiation currently we have, particularly US and Iran's. I think that there are some issues which actually creating the peace negotiation. There are some blocks. I think there are some difficulties in terms of reaching an agreement. Particularly, US is asking for Iranian nuclear enrichment program, which needs to be shut down, and also Iranian missile capacity, which is something which are actually inviolable, non-negotiable issues. When you put that into the table, then the discussion and then the agreement become very difficult. So on the other hand, it has been suspected that it is because of the Israel, they are actually bringing this missile range issue, missile capacity development issue. Those are into the pitch talk, which has been actually for Iran, it is their existential threat. Iran also put an argument, if you want to restrict us on this issue, then it has to be similar kind of restriction has to be imposed on Israel as well. So which is very much logical. I think when you have one party, you have to disarmament one party, then his opponent, if you empower him, then it's not a negotiable, and it is not a balance of power. So that's I think the major blocks in terms of negotiation, in terms of peace deal. Although Iran is agreed to talk and being a settlement in terms of the de-escalation in the Persian Gulf region, but unfortunately the issues being into the discussion, this issue come into the discussion is very non-negotiable and inviolable, which actually creating some difficulties in reaching an agreement, I think. Yeah.
Earlier on last summer, we've seen some videos of their missile silos, which was deep under the mountains, being bombed by massive ordnance bombing by courtesy of the United States of America. And what Norman was saying, that there is a character in the Middle East, Israel, which does not want any kind of enrichment of uranium happening in Iran. That is one issue, as well as they also don't want their missile program to take into a larger effect, or for it to be innovated and developed for mass ordnance. So, of course, Israel does not want that to happen. I want to understand from you, we've seen a 12-day war between these two sides. We've seen the B-2 bombing going down in Iran's nuclear facilities. Even so, in the modern time, we have not seen any nation being able to target Tel Aviv, the heart of Israel. And the only person that has done, or the only nation that has done, is Iran, led by the Islamic Revolutionary Government. So do you think there shall be a reigniting of these issues, especially when the negotiations fail?
Yeah, particularly US have to understand that this is a serious concern. This would be a serious concern if they continuously doing this pressurizing and maximizing the pressure. They try to broker a deal, but you have to be realistic in terms of how long a nation can sacrifice, how long a nation can agreed upon on an issue, like particularly when it is their sovereignty issue. It is Israel on their right onto their neck for Iran. They know well, if they reduce their enrichment, or if they shut down their missile program, immediately after that Israel will attack Iran, because in the last time when the negotiation was taking place, when the talking was taking place, out of nowhere, Israel attacked Iran and killed his top military officials within a few hours. And then Iran has to retaliate. Iran has to give an answer, and they give a proper maximum answer. Although there are some issues of their, there's Iron Domes. There was a myth that Iron Dome will save Israel, as you rightly said, but Iranian missile has that capacity to penetrate Israel's Iron Dome capacity. So Iran is a bravest nation. They know what they're doing because they will not compromise on their revolutionary standard. The revolutionary government is, they're willing to sacrifice their life. They're willing to be martyred on the cause of their nationhood, on the caution of their sovereignty. And whatever Israel is trying to doing, whatever US is trying to doing, Iranian supreme leader Imam Khamenei, yesterday they also talked about that, okay, we'll not abandon the course of actions. If US try to maximize, if US try to attack us, we'll give the maximum answer to them. That is the reality at the moment. So US have to understand Iran is not like Venezuela, Iran is not like Iraq, Iran is not like Syria. It's a different nation, and they never bow down their head. So it is a different case. I think US, if continuously doing that, maximizing pressure, I don't know what's going to happen, but they have to reach an agreement. If you give a green signal to maximum support to Israel, you have to also accept that Iran has to have their sovereignty. Iran has to have their capacity to maintain their sovereignty. That's why these are the deal which is, I think, non-negotiable.